Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bowling Every Day in February. Uh, if you're watching this on your phone, turn it to the side because this video, the way that it turned out, I had to have the camera a little farther away and a little more of an angle, and so it's kind of hard to get it onto one vertical screen the way I've been doing with the other videos. This was down at Brooke Lanes on Thursday night. They have a men's league, 5-man teams, and this is the second time that I've bowled in that league. I was actually filling in for a different team than the one that originally asked me to come. My plan to start with was to go down and practice on lanes 1 and 2. You can see they're sitting there open. And when I got down there, one of the teams said, "Hey, actually, we need a sub if you wanted to join us." So I said, "Sure." I was planning to practice anyway, so might as well get in a couple of games and see how it goes. Turns out I had a pretty rough night on this one. So we can take a look at some of these shots and see. I'm doing a pretty good job finding the pocket, but I'm leaving a lot of single pin or 2-pin spares, and as the night goes on, I get worse and worse at picking them up. So that's kind of a crazy thing that was happening, and I was having a rough time of it with the mental on this one as well, because I came into this thinking I was practicing, and then I was playing actual games, and I felt a little bit like I was letting these guys down that let me fill in with them. Because usually I am a better bowler than this. Usually I have a couple good games and one rough game, and it felt like I had two mediocre games and one extremely rough game at the end. So, um, you can see it as the video goes on, my mental is getting more and more pessimistic, and I'm still trying to throw good shots, but it's really getting into my head. So right here, I am throwing the road. It leaves a 10 pin behind, and as much as I'm saying I was having a rough mental, something like that happens. You pick up a 10 pin and you feel pretty good. You get a little bit back and have a little bit of energy and a little bit of excitement, but it's short lived when you get a 6 and leave a slop of stuff there. I think I actually ended up cleaning that one up, which is pretty nice. So, yeah, it's not to say that there weren't good shots throughout this evening, but it would have been nice to string together a couple of strikes and end up with a good score in one of these games, and it just wasn't meant to be. Especially with the 5-man teams, it felt a lot like the lanes were breaking down way quicker than they usually do at the Sunday League at Brooke. Part of that being it's all men throwing either urethane or reactive resin, so nobody was throwing plastic balls here, I don't think. And everyone is hooking the ball. So the lanes are going to break down a lot faster, and things are going to take off on you that you wouldn't expect to take off on you. So I'm able to pick up a spare there, which is nice. And again, I'm going to come across Brooklyn and get a strike there. So I'm sitting there saying the road is not staying really in the area that I want it to stay in. This is the 10th frame of that second game. And so I'm thinking about what do I need to do to make some shots look good. And I'm getting a little lucky on the Brooklyn side, getting 9s and things. But I'm thinking that I either have to find a different line to get this thing to the pocket, or I am going to have to start throwing the plastic ball as a strike ball, because at least it'll not overhook on me. So I'm going to give this another try here. That's 4 or 5 in a row that have gone Brooklyn with the road. And in my head, I'm thinking I'm doing everything I can to keep this on the right-hand side, and it's not happening for me. I picked up a strike there on the Brooklyn side, and so I decided to throw it one more ball. Left a bit of a mess there. And if I remember right, yeah, it overhooks on me even shooting the spare, and that's when I'm finally like, okay, we're going to the plastic ball, and if it's 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare the rest of the way, I'll be happy. Missed the 10 pin there. So it was a sound plan, but it didn't end up executing as I expected, just because you need to pick up those 1 pin spares when you leave them. So if you're going to throw the plastic ball, you got to expect you're going to potentially leave 1 or 2 pins, and then you got to go out and get them. And I miss another one there. So you can imagine my head is not doing great here. I'm getting frustrated, and I'm getting a little bit disappointed in myself that I'm not doing better for this team that asked me to fill in. Chop a spare there. You know, I usually bowl better than this. It was a rough night. We're going to take it for what it is and move on and get better from here. So hopefully you enjoyed the videos.